And we are live from the spring games in Claremont, Florida. Joe Foreman rejoining you once again alongside Joe Calabrese for CSI Sportsnet as the College of Staten Island plays their 5th game in Florida. They take on Southwest Minnesota State University today. The Dolphins and Mustangs did meet last year in what was a thriller of a game. It will be the Mustangs as the visiting team in Game 1. Alexandra Frenza in the circle for the Dolphins, and her first pitch is in for a called strike. Riley Kramelish leading off for the Mustangs, a left-handed batter. That draws Bridget Molly in just a bit over at third base. Comes the 0-1, and that's lined into left center field for a base hit. And the Mustangs have the leadoff batter on in the first inning. And Joe, we spoke about it yesterday. The Dolphins at one point at the end of their first game and then in games 2 and 3 had pitched 15 consecutive scoreless innings. That streak came to an end in the first inning against Franklin Pierce yesterday with 5 runs.
Yes, and as we saw yesterday, Brooklyn Naylor did a very, very good job in relief. Just 1 run over 5 innings really stabilized the game. We'll see if Frenza can continue the momentum from yesterday.
Abby Boxrud bunted the first pitch foul, so the runner on first and nobody out here in the opening half inning. Mustangs showing bunt.
Let's see if she shows bunt again here.
Boxrud, another left-handed batter, and we saw how much trouble those left-handed slap hitters gave the Dolphins yesterday as once again Boxrud bunts foul.
Now with 2 quick strikes, the bunt signal is going to be taken off. Mustangs using small ball here very, very early.
See that quite a bit in the game of softball. Frenza now ahead 0-2. And that's lofted out to the left. And misplaying it, getting crossed up with the ball in flight was Acosta, and she dropped it. That definitely hit the glove on the way down, Joe, and it looked like Acosta just got crossed up there.
Yeah, she did get crossed up over there. It's a little breezy here still.
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
I think she lost her footing, Joe, and then the ball just hit her glove on the way down.
Second time lefty hitters come to the plate use left field, Joe.
That pitch is taken outside, ball 1. At the plate here, batting third for the Mustangs is Abby Russell. Russell, a right-handed hitter. 1-0 on its way. That's a called strike on the outside corner. This is by far the most breezy it's been in our 3 days here thus far. And we'll see, maybe the wind was a factor, Joe, because right now it's blowing as forcefully as we've seen this week.
Well, this is also the earliest of the start times that we've had so far. And the first 2 days we've been here, early portion of the days we've seen pretty clear skies, so it's a little cloudy out, partly cloudy, I would say.
Yeah. My tan line now about 3/4 of the way up my arm. I came ready to complete the final 25% with the sleeveless.
You picked a good day to go sleeveless. The sun hasn't really been out today.
That's not going to happen. There's really no sunlight right now as that pitch is in the dirt. Both runners going. And the runners will advance on the wild pitch by Frenza. And now the Dolphins starter in trouble with 2 in scoring position and still nobody out. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes on Russell. Now Frenza could really use a strikeout here. Dolphins infield creeping in as that's fouled off. We've seen this alignment from the Dolphins before. Their infield in alignment keeps Warner a bit further back at second base.
Yeah, I was going to say Warner's playing a little too far back at the moment.
That's by design. They've done that when they brought the infield in. Valderas definitely further in than Warner as that's pulled foul. Count still 2-2.
Good cut by Russell, just a little bit early on that.
So Frenza in some early trouble. Engaged in a battle here with Russell. Count still 2-2. Frenza pitched a couple of scoreless innings, 2 1-2-3 innings on Sunday. And again, that's pulled foul. That's a deep foul ball.
Really good placement there by Frenza, and once again, Russell was able to get the bat around very quickly on that.
Still 2-2.
It's 3-2. Full count.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
That's grounded to short. Balderas boots it, and the Dolphins have no play. And Joe, she got distracted looking over toward third base. Checking
She did.
runner.
Yes, absolutely.
That is 100% the reason why she didn't make that play.
There's a process here. See the ball into the glove, then look over the runner. As we saw there, she was kind of looking the runner and cheating a little bit before really fully completing the process of getting the ball into the glove, and we now have the bases loaded with nobody out. Friends is going to be tested really, really early here, Joe.
Absolutely. 1-0 count now with the bases loaded. And that one is fouled off. So, Joe, I did mention when these two teams played last year, it was a thriller. It ended on the final play of the game with a play at the plate, if I recall. Avery Mockery, no longer with the Dolphins, from right field, cut down the tying run at home right as I walked into the complex. As that pitch misses high. The team wanted to nominate that for play of the year, but the video quality that they had was so poor we couldn't use it. Didn't see anything. That misses up and away. 3-1.
Friends is going to have to make a pitch here.
It's tough to attack the cleanup hitter in a situation like this, but she does, and they get the ground to third.
Nice play by Motley. Cleanly fielding that, stepping into the throw, getting the runner at home, and now with bases loaded, one out.
So Emma Humpel dribbles one to third base. Motley was right there, and she had about as easy a look toward the plate as you can ask for. They get the out at home.
Big out. Huge out.
Away. I think the big challenge there is if the runner runs to the inside of the baseline, it really makes the angle tough for the third baseman, but fortunately for Motley, that was not the case. As a runner, you can really make that a difficult throw. At the plate now, Jordan Marsh. Marsh ahead 1-0. She takes downstairs for ball two. That's blooped into the glove of Acosta at first, and they nearly doubled the runner off at third, but the throw is off Motley's glove. It rolls down the left field line, and the game's first run will score. Both tail runners move up as well, and it's probably going to be, I think, a muff throw as expected, and as has been the case all week. About 5 minutes in, the stream gets knocked offline. So, what impeccable timing.
Impeccable timing.
I think we need a program update, but I was hesitant to update before a week of 10 games. I think it's time. Either way, in case our audience missed it, the Dolphins got the second out of the inning on a blooper into the glove of Anissa Acosta. She threw behind the lead runner at third base. The Dolphins had the out, but the throw was muffed by Bridget Motley and rolled down the left field line. That brought home the game's first run. It also allowed both runners to advance from first and second. That put runners on second and third. And then an RBI base hit brought home two. And it's 3 unearned runs for the Mustangs in the first inning as the Dolphins fall behind 3-0 on their first game here on day 3 in Claremont. And we are back from the spring games in Claremont, where the Dolphins now trail 3-0 after the first half inning of play. 3 unearned runs come in to score. One on a muffed throw over at third base that allowed a run to come home. And then 2 more, both unearned as well, on an RBI single by Bryn Weber. Leading off for the Dolphins, once again, is Mariah Carcano. She fouls that pitch back. It's 0-2 now. Get you the lineup for the Dolphins very quickly in just a moment. Comes the 0-2, and Carcano fouls it off again. Dolphins lineup top to bottom: Carcano, Balderas, Anissa Acosta, Stalker, Warner, Wanzer, Motley, Paul, Alyssa Acosta, and in the circle, as we saw before, Alexandra Frenza. That's dribbled down the third base line, and the Mustangs will wisely let that roll foul. Carly Miller in the circle for the Mustangs today. Did get an at-bat in that first inning. She recorded the final out. Once again, Carcano fights that one off foul. Pitch is in for a called strike 3. And Carcano knew it. She goes down looking. And there's one away. That will bring up Eileen Balderas. Balderas takes ball 1. That's it hard on the ground to second. Easy play there. Short throw to first in time, and very quickly there are 2 gone in the home first inning. We mentioned in the first, Dolphin starter Alexandra Frenza, 6 up, 6 down in her first outing. For Carly Miller, the Mustang starter this year, she comes in with a record of 3-3, 3.23 ERA, a whip of 1.64. In her 6 outings this year, 5 complete games with a shutout, 47 hits allowed in 39 innings pitched, 23 runs, 14 of those earned. She's walked 17 and struck out 27. At the plate here, Nisa Acosta. She has a 1-1 count. Acosta has her season off to a nice start. And she takes a pitch low and inside, that one in the dirt. Acosta coming in, the Dolphins' leading hitter at 474. 9 for 19 with a couple of doubles, 4 runs batted in. Acosta's now ahead 3-1. She looks at a strike.
Seems like she was taken all the way, Joe.
Dolphins, of course, would love to keep this inning going. And Acosta takes what was, I thought, ball 4.
It's ball 4.
Nobody seems to know it, Joe.
Is that not ball 4?
Now, the at-bat continues, and
that's
there's ball 5. The umpire did signal 3-1, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because initially I thought I might have had a 2-ball count in my head, but we suspect Acosta just took ball 5.
Okay.
But she walks.
Twice, nonetheless. Stalker.
And Amanda Stalker will be the batter. She looks at a strike. Stalker hitting .357 on the young season. Looks at that pitch high. They throw behind Acosta, and it gets away. But Acosta goes down, trying to make the quick turn for second, and in frustration, she smacks the first base bag.
Mustangs really caught a break there.
It's twice the Dolphins have lost their footing here in this first inning. As Stalker looks at a called strike 2.
Perfectly placed pitch by Miller there on the corner. And that one just missed. That was almost in the same exact spot.
She came right back there. 2-2 now on Stalker. That's line foul.
Good job fighting that pitch off.
Remains 2-2. Stalker keep the inning going. Olivia Warner would be next. Another 2-2 on the way. That's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Stalker goes down looking, and the Dolphins are turned aside in the home first inning. CSI strands 1 in their half of the first, and we are through 1 here at the Spring Games. SMSU over Staten Island, 3-0. Road second inning from Claremont. Mustangs over the Dolphins, 3-0. And the First pitch of the inning from Alexandra Frenza is swung on and missed. At the plate, Lexi Ingalls. And the 0-1 is off the outside corner, 1-1. Comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. Frenza had to work very hard in that first inning, would love a quick second. Looking for the punch out here. Here comes 1-2, down and away. Two and two now, the count on Ingalls. And she fights that pitch off foul.
May have gone to the other field.
I was about to say, Joe, did that end up?
I think it did.
An unwanted souvenir on the other field?
Got to be careful. Always got to be heads up over here.
Well, fortunately for us, we have the net. That's important. That's at a mile high out to medium deep left. The wind completely knocks it down, and Acosta snow-coned it on the backhand.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. That ball was well hit, lofted a little bit, but the wind really blew that in. I mean, she almost had to come back to the tip of the infield dirt for that. So, nonetheless, Acosta makes the play out there for one out, and a great sequence there by Frenza to start the second inning. Really good movement on the pitches. Let's see if she can continue that.
Well, if you hit a home run to left field today, you earned it. That pitch is swung on and missed.
She's doing a good job right now, mixing inside out. Like I said, some movement on the pitches, changing speeds. I think she's going to have to continue that, Joe.
Hoffman behind 0-1, shows bunt, bunts it to the left of Frenza, underhand toss to first in time.
Nice play. If she doesn't field that play cleanly, the runner is clearly safe at first.
That bunt rolling a bit too forcefully to beat it out for a hit. Frenza moving quickly to her left, made the play, and there are now two gone. Marley Kramelish, the batter. It's back to the top of the order now for the Mustangs with two outs, and the base is empty here in the second. First pitch taken high by Kramelish for ball one. Kramelish shows bunt and looks at a strike.
And she did the same thing in her first at-bat.
Count 1-1. And Frenza's pitch is bounced right back to the circle. High throw brought in by Acosta. A collision at first dislodged the ball, and Kramelish is safe. What an unusual play, Joe.
Yeah, I thought she fielded the ball cleanly. The throw beat her there.
I think it's quite simple what happened there, Joe. The throw was a bit high. Acosta was brought off the bag, and then when she brought the ball back down, Kramelish ran straight into her glove. Kramelish went down, but she dislodged the ball.
Right.
Yeah, where does the error go, Joe?
I think it goes to the pitcher on the throw.
Yeah, you know, that is such an unusual play, and the Dolphins will not pay for their third error of the game. As the ground ball goes to short, Balderas throws out box route and the side is retired. So the Dolphins work around the two-out error, and we head to the home second inning. Mustangs over the Dolphins, 3-0. And we're back for the home second inning. Olivia Warner leading things off, looks at a strike.
How nice of Ice Spice to join us again, Joe. She joined us
You
Sunday.
She
joined us.
Don't you?
Well, according to the Dolphins dugout, they love it too.
And she hits one deep to left center, but that's up into the wind. And the catch is made out there with the wind swirling.
She
One
hit
away.
that really, really well, but just a little underneath it.
That was an adventure out there for Hofferman. Had to circle back, move to her left, move to her right. You are not going to find that gap in left center field easily in this game. Olivia Wanzer, the batter now, takes high.
Wanzer yesterday had a really excellent day at the plate, and she, on field 2 over here at the Legends Complex, she almost had a home run herself. Ball that hit the fence.
Well, last year, the Dolphins had, I would guess, 3 or 4 home runs in the games played here in Florida. We're still waiting for our first. That's grounded foul. In fact, Dolphins have just 1 home run on the season thus far, and it belongs to Wanzer. Or make that, 1 home run, right.
1 home run in 6 games.
For the most part, they haven't needed it with the pitching they've gotten. But this is a team that definitely has power. As Wanzer takes outside. 3-1 now. Wanzer has that lone home run. Leads the Dolphins with 7 RBIs. And that's hit softly toward the middle. And the throw to first is in time. 2 away. That will bring up Bridget Motley.
Now the sun's out, Joe.
You know what they say, Joe? Sun's out, guns out. So I don't know. Can I say that on YouTube?
Listen, yeah, absolutely you can say that on YouTube.
We can't talk about certain squeeze bunts. We can't talk about batters out. We can't talk about...
You very clearly understood the assignment.
Yeah, that's right. I checked back last night. You're all good. Motley ahead 2-0 here. First 2 Dolphins in the first inning went down quickly before the Dolphins got a 2-out base runner. And now Motley's ahead 3-0.
Between Wanzer and Motley, these last 2 at-bats show they've done a really good job of working the counts in their favor.
And Motley showing bunt as sort of distraction there, taking all the way. That's grounded through the right side for a base hit. And once again, the Dolphins have a 2-out base runner.
Very good job by Motley staying behind that, finding the hole between the first baseman and the second baseman. Really good piece of hitting there.
That ball was hit hard on the ground. And that will give Madeline Paul a chance with 2 outs and a runner on first. Paul comes in hitting .273, and she takes high for ball 1. And the 1-0's in for a strike. Paul's been the one newcomer to this Dolphins team who's been in the lineup regularly. And she looks at strike 2.
She's done a good job behind the plate, I think, the first couple of days here.
She's gotten the chance to work with a lot of pitchers. And that's lined into center for a base hit.
I'll tell you something.
Second, and Paul's on with a 2-out single.
That was a good pitch that was running up and in on her a little bit, and she was able to get enough of the good portion of the bat on that and fight that off and get that to center, right center.
That will bring up Alyssa Acosta. Acosta hitting .273 as well, and she takes out of the zone ball 1. Acosta had a walk-off hit earlier in the season. One of those 2 games against Chestnut Hill. And now Acosta's ahead 2-0. As that got away, Motley just beats the throw to third, and with the throw going to third, Paul was able to move up to second.
Very alert base running by Motley, and that was much closer than I think it should have been, just getting underneath the tag.
If she was any less decisive, she's out.
Absolutely.
And now the Dolphins have 2 in scoring position for Acosta, who looks at a strike. 2-1.
Costa has the count in her favor right now.
Behind her, it's back to the top of the order with Mariah Carcano. And Acosta did not like that strike call. It's 2-2. That last pitch in at the letters. Here comes the 2-2, and that looked like a half-hearted swing as Acosta goes down on strikes.
Very similar placement on that pitch to the previous pitch, and it seems like Acosta was forced to swing there.
And the Dolphins strand 2 in scoring position in the home second. We are through 2 at the spring games. SMSU over CSI, 3-0. Third inning from the spring games. Dolphins trailing 3-0. At the plate now for the Mustangs, Abby Russell. Russell 0 for 1 at the plate, takes outside. Did you just crop me out of the photo, Joe?
Oh, I took a video this time.
Oh, okay.
We're live, baby. We're live.
Got it. That's hit well, deep to left. Foul ball. That was scorched, Joe.
I think that is probably, of all the games that we've seen so far, the most well-hit ball.
That ball was crushed by Russell. That ball ends up in the on deck circle. I think we got an unwanted souvenir, Joe.
That's right. Can we get it autographed?
I have signed autographs before, Joe. That's taken down and away. I think I told the story on the air once before. I rolled up in the Taco Bell drive-thru on Staten Island, and they had me signing autographs at the pickup window. True story. Not because I was recognized, though.
Right.
That's
that ball's hit
right
well,
center,
too.
Tailing away, and Carcano can't make the diving catch. That ball rolls all the way to the fence, and here comes Russell to the plate. Warner's throw on a hop, not in time, and it's an inside the park home run for Abby Russell.
And she got out of the box as quick as you could possibly get, and let's say that wind, I think the wind played a factor in that. That ball tailed just enough out of Carcano's reach.
Well, the wind is the reason that ball left, Joe. Or I should say that ball got away. Carcano racing for it, couldn't get there. And now the Dolphins will confer in the circle. Well, Joe, we talked about it before. The wind has wreaked havoc in the outfield early in this game. I think in part it caused the Acosta error in left. We saw it knock down a ball or two already in this game that resulted in outs, and then that one was carried away from Carcano.
And that ball was already hit into the gap.
Yeah.
But that
Carcano
extra,
has as good of range as any outfielder the Dolphins have had in recent memory, and she was going to get there were it not for the wind, and now she's shaken up and is being attended to by trainers and by head coach Tracy Garofalo in center field.
Yeah, that on that dive attempt, that didn't look too great. She didn't really get up immediately, so we'll see what happens here as the trainer and head coach Tracy and now Coach Christine is going out to check on Mariah.
Well, Joe, I was about to ask, is that assistant coach Rob out there?
I believe so. Yeah, I think he flew in on a flight early this morning and came directly to the complex. Is that awesome? I think that's dedication.
It is, exactly. As someone who boarded multiple flights to make it here.
Right.
I can respect the grind.
Absolutely. Respect the grind. She seems like she's favoring her left shoulder.
Yeah, whenever you dive
right,
full extension and are unable to brace your contact with the ground, you open yourself up to that kind of injury. And we'll see if she stays in the game here. And I think what they're going to do is have her try and throw a ball here. perhaps test it out. But the action has come to a halt here. So while they attend to Carcano, Joe and I will step off headset for just a minute. When we come back, the Mustangs lead the Dolphins 4-0. And we are back here at the spring games. Carcano stayed in, Joe.
Yes, she did.
That's good to see as well.
Absolutely.
Everything coming together here.
Let's see if that is... Yep, that reaches the other field. Which is, you know, it sounds funny when you say it on the broadcast, but our umpire, our home plate umpire on field 3 yesterday almost got directly hit. So, you know, sometimes
a direct hit is impossible, I would say. A direct hit.
Well, what we determined is that it had to have clipped the top of the netting and redirected in the vicinity of our home plate umpire. But it was almost a hit.
There's another one, Joe. Heads up out there on field 4.
Field 4.
Clean up in field 4. Pitch from Frenza up high. Count even at 2. Batter here is Emma Humpel, which was lost in everything surrounding that inside the park home run as that's it out to right into the wind, and Stalker is able to stay with it.
I'll tell you something. She saw that ball off the bat, but in reality, that wind carried that ball maybe an extra 2 steps behind her, and she almost misplayed that.
And not much she could do there, contending with that wind. Just has to try and stay with it, and she was able to. Nicely done in right. And now Jordan Marsh will be the batter. 1 away here in the road 3rd inning. And Marsh hits one into the air. Early test for Carcano, and she makes the catch. 2 gone.
Seems like she's all right, Joe.
Looked good on that play.
Good recovery by Frenza here after that inside the park home run. 2 quick at-bats, 2 quick outs.
That would bring up Bryn Weber. Weber had a 2 RBI hit in the 1st inning, and she looks at a strike. And the 0-1 is down and away. That's down and in, as Frenza missed in the dirt. 2-1. And the 2-1's in for a called strike. 2-2 now. Weber's showing bunt here. Pulls it back and takes outside.
Once again showing bunt, but let's see if Frenza can make a pitch and get out of this inning, Joe.
It's full 3-2. And that's grounded into the glove of Acosta at first. Nice pick there by TJ, and the side is retired. So the Mustangs score again on an inside-the-park home run. Their lead is now 4. We head to the home 3rd. Dolphins trail 4-0. And we are back here in the home 3rd inning where the Dolphins have made a change. Mariah Carcano will not hit for herself here, as Salil Smith will get the at-bat instead. So it appears, Joe, as if Carcano is indeed coming out of the game. Unless they keep her in for defense. One more pass through the order. Smith behind 1 and 2 now. And that's hit sharply on the ground, foul.
She had a good at-bat yesterday, and she had a nice rip to right center field and just couldn't find the gap enough. So let's see if she builds on that here.
And That's hit into the air, shallow left center, and Joe?
Yep, she does.
I think the wind knocked that one down.
Absolutely. The wind definitely played a factor in that. That ball hung up a little bit, but the wind kind of pushed that inwards a little bit out of the reach of the center fielder. And like I said, she builds on yesterday's good at-bat with the hit here today.
So the Dolphins have the leadoff batter on for the first time, and Eileen Balderas looks inside at ball one. And Balderas quickly gets ahead 2-0. Comes 2-0. That's in for a strike. That missed badly. Ball 3 down and in. So Balderas now ahead 3-1. And for the first time in this game, Miller facing just a bit of trouble here in the third inning. And Balderas hits one sharply off the glove of Miller. She gets there, throws to first in time.
Excellent recovery there.
I did not think she had as much time as she did, but that ball was smoked.
It was smoked, and because it was hit so hard, that's why she had that extra second to be able to kind of recover, make the throw to first, beat the runner out. So we have a runner on second here, Joe, with one out.
Dolphins with a runner in scoring position now. They stranded 2 in scoring position in the last inning. But that was with 2 outs. And in large part due to a pair of stolen bases with 2 on. That's grounded to short by Anissa Acosta. The throw goes to third, and Smith is in a rundown. The tag is applied to Smith as she dove head first back towards second, and there are now 2 gone. So Acosta now will stand at first. Dolphins runner in scoring position is raced, and Amanda Stalker will be the batter. That's taken high by Stalker, ball 1. Stalker drew a walk her first time up, and she's ahead 2-0 here.
Ooh.
Watch out. Right off the helmet, Joe?
Right off the helmet.
Yeah, could see.
I'll tell you something. She's a tough one. She powered through that, went right to first.
Unshaken.
Unshaken.
Unflappable.
I think she wanted to get to first before anybody had the opportunity to get to her and see if she was okay.
Looks like she's been there before.
Oh,
that shot. Shook it right off.
Thankfully, she's okay.
Dolphins now have 2 on for Olivia Warner, who lines the first pitch foul down the right field line.
And that foul ball was incredibly hard hit. Wow, 2 good swings here by Warner early in the game.
Count on Warner here. 0-1. She's 0 for 1 at the plate. And she takes low.
Like we've been seeing with the Dolphins, still doing a good job working the count in their favor.
Count now 1-2 on Warner with a called strike. And Miller once again is a strike away from stranding a pair. Pitch. Off-speed pitch just off the outside corner.
That is an incredibly good take. She really took something off that just missed.
Yeah, a lot off. That's inside. Ball 3.
So from 1-2, we get to 3-2, Joe.
Well, you do not want to walk Warner here and give Wanzer a chance at the tying run. And Warner fouls that one back. Count remains full, 3-2. Another payoff pitch on its way, and Warner goes down swinging. That pitch right on the corner, and Warner whiffed on it to retire the side. For the second straight inning, the Dolphins strand a pair. Their deficit remains 4 SMSU over CSI 4-0. Road fourth inning from the spring games in Claremont. Mustangs over the Dolphins 4-0. Mariah Carcano is indeed out of the game, and the Dolphins, as a result, are forced to reshuffle their outfield. Amanda Stalker moves from right to center, and Salil Smith stays in the game, moving into right field. That's obviously a big loss for the Dolphins defensively in center. Carcano hardly ever comes out of a game. I can't remember the last time Mariah was not out there in center field. It's been 4 straight years of calling Dolphins softball where she's been in center. Meanwhile, at the plate, Alexandra Frenza deals a strike. Count is even at 2-2 on Carly Miller. Frenza looking to set down her counterpart to open up the inning. And she misses high. Count runs full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Up and away, ball 4. So Frenza issues a leadoff walk. And for Frenza, who in the past has had some command issues, that's just her first walk. So it's good to see her around the strike zone as much as she's been in her first 2 outings. However, trailing by 4, the Dolphins really can't afford to give up any more as the runner is going on the first pitch, and the runner is out.
That's the second time this week, Joe, we've seen Madeline Paul with an excellent throw, getting somebody out at second base. Bang bang play there, but the throw just beat the runner.
Pitch was a called strike. It is 0-1 on Lexi Ingalls.
That's a huge throw out at second, Joe. Huge.
It's fouled away. Count on Ingalls now 0-2. But I said it yesterday during the game against the Ravens. If a team begins to find that they can run on you, things can spiral out of control very quickly, as that is a foul ball. That was real close. We had one of those yesterday as well. It kicked up the chalk in front of the base, and then apparently traveled down the line wide of that bag. So the count remains 0-2. But as I was saying, a team figures they can run on you, is successful a couple of times. All of a sudden, they're stealing third base more than once, and you have a problem. Once again, that pitch is fouled away. It stays 0-2. Hit a mile high, first test in center for Stalker. And she makes the catch.
Nicely done, getting underneath it. With 2 hands, making the play. Unfamiliar territory for her, right? Being in center field?
I don't believe she's played center as a Dolphin. Definitely not in a game I've called. Sliced foul.
That field 4 dugout down the third baseline is getting a lot of work right now.
At the plate here, Kaylee Hofferman. She's behind 0-1. And they're retrieving that softball.
All right, so we have 1 in, we have 2 in, and we have 3 in. There you go.
Some of those softballs that we deposited into field 4 are coming back now. And the 0-1 sails outside. 1-1, swung on and missed for strike 2. And the 1-2 is high. 2-2. At the plate, Hofferman 0 for 1. Behind her, it's back to the top of the order if she can get on. That pitch is blooped on the infield. Warner calling, and Baldera says that one's mine. She makes the catch, narrowly avoiding a big collision.
Yeah, she had to really track that down, but nonetheless, they do avoid the collision, and they make the out, and the inning is over.
That was a dangerous play to retire the side. Dolphins still trail by 4 when they come to bat in the home 4th inning. Olivia Wanzer leads off for the Dolphins here in the home 4th inning. Dolphins still trailing 4-0. Have not been shut out this season, have scored at least 3 runs in every game. With a couple of crooked numbers in there as well along the way. Wanzer at the plate 0 for 1. And the count runs to 2-1 on a called strike. Comes the 2-1. That pitch sails high for ball 3. So Wanzer now ahead 3-1. Dolphins have had the leadoff batter on once. That was in the last inning. And 3-1 is swung on and missed. And when Miller has had to throw one past the Dolphin hitter, she's been able to do it. Wanzer late on that fastball. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that's it on the ground off the glove of Miller. Fielded it short. And Wanzer is out. That one barely caught the glove.
Second time Wanzer just hasn't gotten enough of it to beat the throw out to first.
At the plate now, Bridget Motley. Motley 1 for 1. Single through the right side, her first time up, and she is quickly ahead in the count 1-0. 1-0 downstairs, 2-0. That's line foul. It's 2-1. And Motley takes ball 3, so back-to-back 3-ball counts to open the inning for Miller. And that is up and away, ball 4. So this time Miller does not come back to get a Dolphins hitter as Motley's on for the second time with a walk. And now Madeline Paul will be the batter. That pitch is in for a strike. Paul at the plate, 1 for 1, and she looks at a called strike 2. Paul on a 2-strike hole here. There you go. And she takes just outside. Off-speed pitch down and away, ball 2.
It's the second time she's thrown that super off-speed ephus type of pitch.
That is some drop pitch there, and there's a huge dip in velocity on that one. And she comes right back inside with the hard stuff. That pitch set up that last one.
Absolutely. But that's a good job by Madeline Paul being able to just get enough of the bat on it to fight it off. Foul to the right.
Another 2-2, just off the outside corner for ball 3.
Second time Paul's laid off that outside pitch just off the corner of the plate.
It's 3-2 now. And that is down and in. No, Paul threw the bat away, thought she had the walk. Instead, she is rung up. Paul down looking. And there are 2 gone.
It's a very borderline pitch. Could have been called either way, just high enough, right above the knees of the inner half of the plate.
Ball 4, Joe, but my view is not great.
Yes, we do have a home plate umpire obstructing us just a bit.
Directly behind the plate. Alyssa Acosta, the batter now. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and very quickly she's behind 0-2. 0-2. In for a called strike 3. Acosta down looking, and the Dolphins are turned aside in the 4th. CSI strands 1. They still trail 4-0. And we are back for the top half of the 5th inning. Here at the spring games, the Dolphins still being held off the scoreboard. They trail 4-0. Game 1 of 2 against SMSU today. The Mustangs with a 4-run lead come to bat with the top of the order due up. Very quickly, Riley Kramelish is ahead in the count 2-0. Kramelish showing bunt and pulls it back, taking a strike. Comes to 2-1. That's popped up and foul ground, out of play. Comes to 2-2. And that's hit sharply through the right side. Base hit. Smith was way in
wow,
right
she
field,
got her out.
and they throw her out.
Unbelievable play. Heads up play, and it is Smith who enters the game in right because Stalker had to move to center because Carcano's out of the game, and she was playing incredibly shallow but alert and was able to get the runner out just at first. Wow, what a play.
I did not think they got her. What a throw by Smith, and she was way in, obviously, if you're going to get a left-handed batter.
And I'll tell you something, it's hard runner down the first base line, too.
Yeah. And I think that's also a testament to how hard that ball was hit. Yeah, it was hit hard through the right side, and that gave Smith the chance. So Kramelish is out, and Abby Boxrud will be the batter. Boxrud now ahead 2-0.
Let's see if that plays the catalyst for the Dolphins. It jumpstarts them a little bit. The dugout really reacted to that play. Give them more life.
Boxrud takes a strike. Count 2-1. That's down and away, ball 3. Comes to 3-1. That's on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Doesn't appear that Boxrud thought so. Full count, 3-2. That's blooped over short and into left field for a base hit. Boxrud on with a 1-out single. That will bring up Abby Russell. Russell hit an inside the park home run her last time, and that play sidelined Mariah Carcano for the rest of the game. She stayed in to record the final out, made a catch at center on the very next play, but when it was her turn to bat, the Dolphins elected to remove her from the game. First pitch foul ball by Russell makes the count 0-1. With that inside the park home run last time up, Russell 1 for 2 at the plate. And she takes a strike on the inside corner. That pitch sails up and away. 1-2 now. Long look in from Frenza. 1-2, hit well, left center field, and that will find the gap. Stalker cuts it off and keeps the runner from going first to third. Boxrud thought about it, but Stalker showing off some range, getting to that ball in the gap.
Yeah, she's made 2 nice plays in center.
I thought for sure that ball
was going to get to the wall
and
to
advance the runner to
maybe
third
do a little
base.
more damage.
Stalker
Listen,
backhanded it deep in the gap.
Sometimes the best plays are plays you don't think about. Or you don't think twice about, right?
Sometimes the hardest hit balls make for the easiest defensive plays.
Right. That makes a
out
significant
right field
difference too.
At first base, and then that ball was scorched, but it was cut off nicely, and it got to Stalker so fast.
The Mustangs in this inning could very easily have a base runner on third or a base runner who has plated, and that is not the case. We have first and second here.
That out to open the inning was huge, and we saw the Dolphins yesterday fall behind by 5 runs in the first inning. And it's getting late now in this game. Can't afford to go behind by 5 again. Very quickly now, the count is 3-0 on Emma Humpel. Comes the 3-0. Frenza deals a strike. Line foul. That one deep into the left field corner.
Good job by Frenza fighting back from 3-0 to now 3-2.
The mass line into center for a base hit. Stalker scoops it up and throws, cut off in the circle. Once again, Boxrud forced to stop, this time at third. And the bases are now loaded with just 1 out. And Jordan Marsh will have a chance to break this game open here. Dolphins, a tough spot now. Bases loaded, 1 out, already trailing by 4. And Frenza falls behind Marsh, 1-0.
I believe this is the second instance of this game with the bases loaded, Joe?
I have to think about that. I don't know if they ever loaded them in the first. I think they had 2 on at once. That pitch misses outside, and now Frenza's behind 2-0.
She's going to have to make a pitch here. Have to try to figure out a way to get a strike here. She does.
She does on the inside corner. Good pitch.
Good pitch.
It's 2-1 now.
Have to think she's going to go back inside, Joe.
She does. It's pulled foul.
And that's a good swing by Marsh, being able to turn on that.
Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
What do you think, Joe? Third time inside, or is she going to try to go back outside, change it up?
Looks like they are setting up middle, maybe closer to the outer half, and Frenza missed high, so it's 3-2 now.
She took a little off that and just missed high. Gotta think she's got to go back inside, right?
This is a huge pitch here. The Dolphins have to have the out.
She goes to the outer portion of the plate.
And the throw went to first. So
an RBI ground out there, but you know something? I think that's the smart play because I don't think she was going to get the runner at home. She took the easy out at first.
Joe, I don't know about that. I think they might have had a play at the plate. Down 4, you almost have to try it, I think. But not an easy play by any stretch.
I don't think the ball was hit hard enough, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, without the video, no really clear way to go back and check it. That being said, in case you missed the message in our live chat, fans of the team can purchase access to the live stream of the games for the rest of the week for 75% off with code TSGFAN. Now, I believe that code was sent out to all of the programs that book time here at the spring games. Unfortunately, that message never made its way to me. And obviously that changes everything. Because at that point, you're paying $5 a day, well within reason. Well within reason. So, whether or not you can see the field, I don't know. But you can definitely check it out with code TSGFAN at the link on the screen, fastpitchtvnetwork.com. Bryn Weber at the plate here. Runners on second and third, 2 outs, and that's grounded foul. Count on Weber 1 and 2 now. The Dolphins can escape allowing just 1. They'll probably take it. And they will. Acosta snags the line drive off the bat of Weber, and the side is retired. Mustangs strand 2 in scoring position, but they tack on 1 more and now lead CSI 5-0. Home 5th inning. Salil Smith will lead things off for the Dolphins. She looks at a strike. Smith has now had a couple of at-bats on this trip. Picked up a base hit in her first plate appearance in place of Mariah Carcano earlier in this game.
She made an excellent defensive play in right. Playing shallow, getting the hustling runner down first base.
Well, the Dolphins were fortunate in that last inning. They certainly could have allowed more runs. And part of it was that hard hit ball to right field that allowed them to get an out at first. If you don't get that out, obviously 1 more run is in to score, and you need to get 1 more out somewhere else. So that was a really big play, and Smith obviously was a part of that. Count on Smith here, 2 and 2, and she fouls back another.
I don't think at any point today have you turned the camera in our direction, but I appreciate the fact that she went into rally cap mode about an inning early.
Well, it's not rally cap mode, Joe. I'm going to have a wicked tan line on my face.
Better than my raccoon eyes?
Yeah, you know, in the past I always went sunglasses. No sunglasses this week.
It's a good job by Smith there taking on that high 3 pitch. So it's 3-2 now.
And Smith takes ball 4. Well, if we're going for the uniform tan line, I might have to do a game shirtless on Thursday or Friday.
Let's give credit where credit's due. Salil Smith hasn't started any of these games on the trip, but she's made the most of her few plate appearances, and now she's going to be tested defensively in right field. But again, a couple of really good swings and a walk there.
Smith is on again. Second time in the game. Eileen Balderas takes the 1-0 pitch for a strike. The count now even at 1. Balderas 0 for 2 in this game. A rare 0 for the Dolphins shortstop. Looking to change that here. And she fouls back to 1-1. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dolphins with the top of the order up in this inning and the leadoff batter on. Really need to put something together. And that's hit softly to short. They go the short way over to second, and they get Smith out there on the force.
So fielder's choice, 6-4 officially. Dolphins trade runners at first. 1 out here.
Costa will be the batter now. Costa 0 for 1 with a walk. takes outside, ball 1. That's at a mile high on the infield. And the catch is made to the right of second base by Russell, the shortstop. 2 gone. Two away in the inning. And Stalker looks at a strike, 0-1. Stalker at the plate in this game, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And she takes up and away. Frenza reached 100 pitches for the Dolphins in the last half inning. Miller, I believe, just dealt number 100 there. Good at bats from both sides. The Dolphins, despite not scoring, have put together a couple of threats in this game, but haven't been able to get that big hit with runners on. Count now 2-2 on Stalker. And Miller's pitch is hit toward the right field line, high in the air, caught in foul ground on the run. Boxrud made the grab to retire the side, so the Dolphins strand another runner on base, and they have been held without a run through 5. We head to the 6th. Mustangs over the Dolphins, 5-0. And we are back for the road 6th inning, where the Dolphins have made a pitching change. And Emma Powell is going to make her first appearance as a Dolphin here, coming on in relief of Alexandra Frenza. Frenza in that first inning betrayed a bit by her defense, so overall the line for her will be pretty good in this start. I'll get you that line in just a moment. For Frenza, 5 innings pitched, 106 pitches, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned. She walked 1 and did not strike out a batter in 5 innings. And we've mentioned that in the past, where Frenza has had a tough time putting batters away via the strikeout when she's needed it. And as a result, we saw that pitch count run up over 100 through 5 innings, and now she's out of the game. So Emma Powell now will make her Dolphins debut. She's ahead 0-1 on Carly Miller, who is over 100 pitches as well. Count now even at 1. Mustangs out hitting the Dolphins 6-3 in this game. And 3 Dolphin errors right now looming large. This could very easily be a 2-run game. You can make the case it should be. But the Dolphins will have to climb out of a steep hole late, and they hope that Powell can keep the deficit right where it is. And that's hit over to third. Motley plays it on a hop, and she throws out Miller for the first out. That will bring up Lexi Ingles. Ingles 0 for 2 at the plate. She will see Powell for the first time in this game here. First pitch. In for a called strike.
Good start here for Powell, getting ahead on 2 batters very early.
Comes the 0-1. That's grounded foul. Powell quickly ahead of Ingles 0-2, and we've said it more than once already, Joe. When Dolphins have gone to the bullpen on this trip, they have gotten some quality innings from a lot of arms that we haven't seen too much of.
Absolutely.
Over the last couple of seasons.
Yesterday was Brooklyn Neller. Strong start here for Emma. Let's see if she can continue this.
Powell's 0-2, hit to third. Long throw from Motley along the line, and she makes it look easy. 2 away.
That play was very difficult, Joe, because she kind of had to be aware of the base in order to field that ball cleanly, making that play very, very close to the line, and a really strong throw. So 2 good plays by Motley at third, 2 quick outs.
At the plate now, Kaylee Hofferman. Hoffman takes down and away for ball one, but on the first day here in Florida, the Dolphins got 2 scoreless innings out of Alexandra Frenza in relief, and Marina Grenier held on to pick up a save in the first game for the Dolphins as well, inheriting a 2-run lead. The Dolphins won that game 4-3. As Powell misses inside on Hofferman, count now 2-0, but you mentioned Meller yesterday pitching really well in relief. Grenier went the distance in game 1, complete game shutout. So she's been stellar through 2 outings thus far here at the spring games as Powell deals a strike. Curious to see who will get the nod in game 2. If Kennedy Ruth were to start, it would be her 3rd straight day starting.
Yeah, that was a point of emphasis with the coaches last night. I believe they had their game 1 today starter settled. Game 2 was a little up in the air. As we've mentioned, the Dolphins have other pitchers that have not made appearances yet that I think head coach Tracy Garofalo wants to see. So I think it'll be just as much of a surprise to you and I once that starter is determined for game 2.
So Hoffman draws the walk, and she's on the 2 outs in the inning. I would be inclined to think that because Ruth only pitched 2 innings plus yesterday, she probably gets the start. That would be my guess. But it could be Mira Matas as well. She's not pitched since the first game. So
right.
Keep that in mind. Plenty of options for the Dolphins. Not a bad problem to have as the runner is going and the pitcher's in the dirt. So thinking about taking the dirt was Hoffman. She'll stop at second. Riley Kramelish, the batter, leadoff hitter for the Mustangs. She's already been to the plate 3 times, 1 for 3.
Let's see if she shows bunt here.
I think with the infield this far in,
I don't think so either.
Drive the run in. Swing away, trying to drive the run in.
Yep.
And she just didn't get enough of that one to get it over Motley at third. She bloops it right into Motley's glove, and the side is retired. So Emma Powell comes out of the Dolphin bullpen and pitches a scoreless 6th. The Dolphins come to bat when we return, trailing 5-0. Home 6th inning, and the first pitch of the inning is lined through the middle by Olivia Warner for a leadoff base hit.
Second time this game, she smoked the ball, and that one was hit much harder than her first time around. So, good placement, hit right up the middle on the very first pitch of the inning. Good start for the Dolphins here. They're going to have to try to chip away and do the same thing they did yesterday, Joe. Get 1 or 2.
How about that? 2 swings and 2 base hits. Warner, line drive through the middle. Wanzer, line drive down the right field line. And the Dolphins have 2 in scoring position with nobody out after just 2 pitches here in the home 6th inning.
Seems like the third base coach was a little conservative there because
you have to be
that ball was played very deep. And that throw was not clean coming back into the infield. There was a couple of seconds there. So if Warner makes the turn there, I don't know if it's a close play at home. She might have scored. But regardless, 2 swings for the Dolphins, 2 hits, second and third, nobody out.
And not only 2 swings and 2 hits, Joe, but 2 balls that were absolutely scorched.
Scorched. And you have to think that somebody on that dugout over there was like, let's jump on these pitches early.
Looks that way. Coach Robert Santiago in the third base coaching box right now. Tracy Garofalo had been coaching third earlier in the week. Bridget Motley, the batter, and she fouls off the 1-1 pitch. It's now 1-2. Motley has reached base twice against Miller.
Right.
1 for 1 with a walk, so she's seen her pretty well. Now we'll work from behind in the count 1-2. And she went off speed, but misses low.
Good job by Motley seeing that ball into the glove.
And Joe, she's set up the inside pitch with that off-speed away throughout this game. Motley's likely going to be looking there, and she doubled up away, this time with a fastball. And I think they're out of softballs here.
For the second time in this game.
They track that one down.
Yep, a lot of souvenirs going out. Not many coming back in.
Yeah.
Foul ball over here, that to the left of us, above us, still in the netting. We've seen some people kind of poke at these balls, with the poles around here, getting them off. A couple are still stuck in the netting.
We'll make a deal. We'll poke the balls loose in the netting if we can stream with video. I don't even need the pole. I can climb.
Right.
I got this. Count 2-2 on Motley. Dolphins with 2 in scoring position. Still nobody out. And Motley fights off another one foul.
Almost this identical pitch in the same exact spot she fouled it off to. But good at bat here by Motley. Dolphins desperately need a hit. If they can get a hit here and get 1 or maybe 2 of these runs across, changes the complexity of the whole inning.
Sure does. That's ball 3 up and away. So now Motley, with a full count, has a chance to reach via her second walk as well.
1-2 to 3-2. She's had 3 really good at-bats today.
Big pitch here for Miller. Dribbled foul. Motley just got a piece of that one. She went back outside with the heat. Count on Motley remains 3-2. Another payoff pitch. Fouled back again.
And Motley just got a piece of that. She almost missed that entirely.
I don't know how she got a piece of that, Joe. That was in on the hands.
But I'll tell you something, even if she would have missed that, that was a hard play for the catcher to make.
Yeah, true.
Might have had to play it plate.
More importantly, Motley may have reached first. And that's in the dirt, ball 4.
And I'll tell you something,
have loaded the bases.
Motley, 2 walks today. Of all the Dolphins, I think she's had the 3 most consistent, best at-bats.
She did what she needed to do there. A few defensive cuts, fouled some pitches off, worked the count full, battled back from behind 1 and 2 and reached. Now Madeline Paul, the batter, looks at a strike. Paul's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Perhaps the biggest at-bat of her young Dolphins career thus far. Comes the 0-1. Off the inside corner, 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Fouled away, and that was a pitch to hit there.
First 3 pitches, 3 fastballs, 3 inside pitches. Let's see. The coach in me would like a little choke up on the bat,
And they go outside and catch the corner for a called strike 3. Big moment there in the game. As Paul goes down, looking at a called strike 3 on the corner.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here for the Dolphins show.
Dolphins will send a pinch hitter to the plate here. Taryn Judson will come to bat, hitting in place of Alyssa Acosta. Well, Joe, if Judson could keep the inning going at the very least, you give the top of the order a chance. That being said, Mariah Carcano out of the game, obviously. Salil Smith has reached base twice.
Salil Smith has reached base twice, and she had that rip to right center yesterday, so she's had great at-bats too.
My point is, Joe, you would love to get this inning to Eileen Balderas.
Right.
Give her a chance with runners on, and the Dolphins very well could end up trailing by a run or even tied if they can get that far. Judson behind 0-1, looked at a strike and takes the 0-1 outside, 1-1.
So that's 2 straight pitches outside. We're thinking the next one comes inside.
We'll see. They are setting up in. It's a called strike on the corner, 1-2. Miller's done a great job working both the inner and outer halves of the plate in this game. Has been pretty unpredictable out there. They go away here, and then this high and outside. 2-2 now.
And every now and then she used that drop pitch. She's pretty much attacked Taryn here with the fastballs. Let's see if she incorporates the changeup.
They come up and in. It's looped on the infield, and it falls, but rolls foul. Was it touched by the catcher? Was the ball touched? Rude says no, and they will talk about it. And Joe, if she touched it,
that's a fair ball.
That's a run-scoring infield single for Judson, and I'm not sure you can overrule it now. That's got to be the home plate umpire's call, right?
That is the home plate umpire's call. We're going to have...
It was touched.
Yep. Listen, from our vantage point, obviously, the player's back is to us. So we really can't determine that fully. But based on what we saw, especially with...
Call, Joe.
They changed it?
They changed the call.
Interesting.
Well, Joe, I don't know if a call was ever made. I'm assuming that it had to have been ruled fair if the play was allowed to continue.
We have a Mustangs representative with us, Ryan, here, who probably had the best vantage point of us.
Well, he's not going to add his own team, is he?
Ryan, what do you think? He's... Okay.
I thought
I accept that answer. Again, it's very difficult for us to determine this.
Yeah. And those are usually the best giveaways, the player's response.
Right.
Now,
the catcher responded like she touched it.
Yeah. But then said she didn't.
Right. But the catcher's reaction was immediately like, I have to go get this.
It's 3-2 here. The pitch. Fouled off.
Good work to fight that off.
At the end of the day, I think that has to be the home plate umpire's call. And
right.
I'm not sure who made the final decision. It looked like the infield umpire.
The infield umpire made the final decision.
Much further away.
Yep.
Another payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Judson went up the ladder and chased ball 4. High fastball gets her swinging, and there are 2 gone. And it will be left to Salil Smith.
Yep.
There's a strike. Joe, it sounds like Miller's throwing even harder now than
she is. Absolutely. These last couple of batters, she's really reached back, and I think thrown the fastest pitches of the morning so far.
I said it earlier, Joe. When she's needed to, she's been able to throw pitches by these Dolphins, and it's been no more important than it has here in this half inning.
You count now 1-2 on Smith after fouling that off.
Come on, 7.
1-2, fouled away.
Another good cut from Smith. Despite the fact that Miller is throwing harder, last couple of at-bats for the Dolphins, Joe, they've been able to not fully turn around on them, but they're getting good contact.
And Smith takes out of the zone.
Up and in a little bit, and the count levels off at 2-2.
And that misses outside for ball 3. So Smith now has run the count full. And
Gotta think she's going to go bread and butter. Fastball on the inner half of the plate.
Miller has had to work quite a bit in this inning. Another payoff pitch. Up and away with the fastball. And once again, the Dolphins swing through what would have been ball 4. Smith down on strikes, and the inning is over. The Dolphins load the bases and do not score. We are through 6 here at the Spring Games. Mustangs over the Dolphins, 5-0. And we are back for the 7th inning between the Dolphins and the Mustangs. SMSU over Staten Island, 5-0. And Joe, Dolphins had their best chance of the game go by the wayside in the 6th.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Controversial play right in front of the plate over here. They determined that the ball was foul and that the catcher did not touch it. Run did not score. And Miller recovered and got the next 2 batters out.
That was an absolutely massive call on the foul ball. That's a base hit. Looped into shallow left field. On to lead off the inning is Abby Boxerud.
So that is the second hit that Powell's given up since coming into the game.
That will bring Abby Russell to the plate. She's 2 for 3 with an RBI on that inside the park home run. And she takes outside. Comes the 1-0. That's popped up. Right field. And Smith makes the catch. One away. Runner going. Throw to second. There's nobody covering. Balderas was late, and the throw goes into center. So it's going to be a stolen base on the play. The pitch was a called strike.
She left early, Joe.
The runner left early from first. You don't see that call too often.
You do not.
The old RLE in the
and that was called almost immediately after the throw went into center. So, field umpire.
Boxroot is out, and there are two away. Do not see that much.
No, you do not.
That pitch in for a called strike. One and two now. Powell looked to have lost the grip on that one. 2-2. That missed badly. It almost hit the batter. Skip to the backstop. Count full, 3-2. And the Humple is the batter, and she fouls that one off. We'll do it again, 3-2. Another payoff pitch. Hit hard through the left side, base hit. Humple on with a two-out single, and that call on the runner leaving early now looming a bit larger, as if Boxroot's on second, she may have scored, though that was a hard hit ball.
That was a hard hit ball. Ball was hit so hard, Balderas moving to her right, within range, couldn't even get to it.
At the plate now will be Jordan Marsh. Came to bat with the bases loaded earlier. Hit one to short that the Dolphins went to first with. And she takes a strike. So you're trying to work on the inside of those forearms, Joe, with sunlight?
Yeah, unfortunately, if I turn over one side, you got a nice shade of red. You turn on the other side, still not as dark as we would like them. Your arm's getting good color, too.
Now, do you buy into the notion, this is completely unrelated, so I'll keep it brief, as that pitch did miss outside. It's 1-1. Do you buy into the notion that the seed oils cause sunburns?
Yeah. You know, I've done research and
research very interesting on
yes, it's very split. Yes.
I think it's possible.
I think it's possible as well.
Time called by the Mustangs here after Marsh was hit by the pitch, and they're going to pinch run for her over at first. Pinch runner over at first is going to be Peyton Verdon.
The umpire just confirmed that for us, so 19 for 18. Big spot here for the Dolphins. Mustangs first and second. The two outs arguably could be the bases loaded. If not for that base runner being called out for running early. So we'll see if Evan Powell came in last night can get out of this.
And She just hit another batter, and Joe Powell didn't show any real signs of command issues early in this outing, and all of a sudden,
2 consecutive pitches, yeah.
Careful up there in the box. So Bryn Weber's hit by the pitch now, and Carly Miller will come to bat with the bases loaded.
She has one more opportunity to help herself just a little bit more.
Extra base hit here might put this one out of reach completely. The Dolphins already trail by 5.
Go, Carly.
The deficit for the Dolphins has not been for a lack of chances. They have had their opportunities in this game.
Had 2 really good opportunities to chip, put 1, maybe 2 runs across. Have not had that big hit. But a good start there from Powell.
First pitch strike to Miller. It's 0-1. That's it pretty well to left, and it will fall in front of Acosta. Throw to the plate, a good one. And the tag was not applied. 2 runs in to score. And then the throw to third had the runner, but the ball was dropped.
Second time this game that a Mustangs base runner, hard base runner, forcing the ball out of the glove. First time we saw that was at first base, I believe back in the first inning. Unfortunately, Bridget Motley could not hold on to that. But a really well-placed hit by Miller. Good throw to the plate, good throw to third. Fortunately, does not work in the Dolphins' favor, and the Mustangs go up by 2 more. It is now 7-0.
That one may put this game away. And off the bat, I thought that was hit a bit harder, but maybe it was, and the wind got it again, though it's not as breezy as it was earlier in the game.
Well hit, but it was a dunker.
It was off the end of the bat.
Yeah.
And Dolphins really need to figure out the throwing of the ball around the infield. They've had a lot of miscues throwing the ball around the infield the last 2 days.
Well, it was like I said. I mean, that throw to home was very good. Just a little bit late.
Paul
that throw
had a play and didn't realize it.
Yeah, I don't think she realized it. But, I mean, it would have been close because she would have had to lunge to try to make the tag. But they had the base runner going from second to third hung up. And the throw did beat the base runner to third. And, again, the tag, once the contact was made with the base runner, the ball was dropped out. So tag doesn't count. Mustangs have runners with second and third. 7-0 lead with 2 outs. And the count is 2-2.
Powell looking to get out of this inning here. Keep in mind, this is the top of the inning as Powell lost her footing. And she's down in a lot of pain, so they are going to attend to Powell here. And we will step aside and take a break. And when we come back, the Mustangs have 2 on with 2 outs here in the road 7. So Emma Powell has been helped off the field. It was a 2-strike count, and Marina Grenier comes in and throws 1 pitch to get the strikeout and end the inning. So Dolphins will trail by 7 when they come to bat in the home 7th. And we will be back with that inning after this break here on CSI Sportsnet. And we are back for the home 7th inning. Dolphins are going to send a series of pinch hitters to the plate here. Carly Miller back in the circle, making a bid for a complete game shutout. She has had her share of trouble in this game. The bases were loaded on on 1 occasion, 2 on more than 1 occasion. But Miller, when she's needed strikeouts, she's been able to get them. And the Dolphins have been denied. Madison Pacifici, the batter here for CSI. And she swings and misses at a 2-0 pitch. It's 2-1. 2-1, in for a called strike 2. We don't anticipate a long break between games, but hopefully long enough for Joe and I to grab lunch.
Those steaks are really, really good.
You going for the same thing again?
Yep. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And again, 2 perfectly hand-sized tacos get you through the middle portion of the day effectively.
Pacifici down looking, and there's 1 away. Jalen Martinez will be the batter here. pinch hitter for the Dolphins, and she grounds the first pitch foul. So as I was saying, don't expect a long break between these two games. We are going to a separate stream. However, we are going to start the stream nice and early. That way it does not boot us offline after we have begun. I do believe the reason that we are having issues starting streams on YouTube now is that there was an update, and rather than update ahead of a 10-game stretch on the road, we decided to hold off. And I think we can hold off no longer. So I'll probably update tomorrow and then test everything out tomorrow to make sure we don't get hit offline in the first inning of another game on Thursday or Friday. We are not scoring the first game on Thursday either, Joe. So
we are not.
Again, I'll get to focus my attention solely on the call. And then back to business with scoring the games late on Thursday and through Friday. Not sure I can afford a 2-hour marathon on Friday either, Joe. I have a flight to catch.
This game is kind of getting lengthy too, but regardless, Jalen Martinez.
Again. Again. Really incredible as Martinez draws the walk.
Yeah, what I was going to say is good at bat from her.
I said it yesterday, Joe. I have not covered multiple 2-hour games in a season ever.
Well, we're approaching, I think, the fourth.
Probably our fourth one.
In 5 games. Made a point of that to the team when I drove them in the van. I was like, got to shorten up these games.
Well, Paige Bell, the pinch hitter here, and the count is even at 1-1. That's Denise for a strike. 1-2. Two. In for a called strike 3. Bell down looking, and there were 2 gone with Olivia Warner coming to bat.
The Dolphins down to that last out, Joe.
That's fouled away, out of play. Well, Martinez is running. She was almost at third base.
If she can run. One of those bench weapons, or is that going to get us flagged too?
And that misses. What was your question, Joe?
Would bench weapon get us flagged?
No.
Okay.
Now, if there's some ammunition off the bench, that could be a
right. I'm overthinking these things too much.
That one you're overthinking. Count on Warner now, 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, what if I call a home run a bomb?
No.
Now we're stretching.
Now, if we start yelling bomb in the complex, that's a problem.
That's it well deep to right field by Warner in the corner. And that is a foul ball. Wind didn't help that one.
No, the wind is what really pushed that couple of feet just to the right of the chalk out there in right field.
Dolphins now down to their final strike. Count on Warner is full, 3-2. Olivia Wanzer, the on-deck batter, if Warner can keep the inning going. And that's a half-swing foul ball. On the inside corner for a called strike 3. Warner down looking, and the Dolphins go down in game 1 by a final score of 7-0. Final line for the Mustangs, 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors. The Dolphins, no runs on 5 hits. They committed 4 errors. Dolphins, of course, the home team in this game. They will be the road team in game 2 as they take on the Mustangs one more time here on day 3 at the Spring Games in Claremont. This has been Joe Foreman alongside Joe Calabrese for CSI Sportsnet. We are going to end our Game 1 stream now and begin our Game 2 stream at a separate link immediately. Be sure to check that out on our CSI Sportsnet YouTube channel. Also use code TSGFAN for 25% off game video over at FastPitchTVNetwork.com. And you may have to delay the Fast Pitch stream just a bit, put it on pause, let our voices catch up. and then you can sync both the videos and our voices at the same time. Game 2 likely to begin in approximately 20 minutes or so, so when it does, be sure to tune in here on Sportsnet. We'll be back with the call shortly. Dolphins and Mustangs, Game 2, coming up next.